dear students, let us discuss regarding renal circulation. Blood vessels of kidney are highly specialized to facilitate the functions of nephrons in the formation of urine. In adults, during resting condition, both kidneys receive 1300 ml of blood per minute or about 26% of cardiac output. So, the blood vessels, renal blood vessels are highly specialized because it has to facilitate the function of the nephrons in the formation of urine. In adults and all, during resting period, both of the kidney, left and right kidneys, receives about 1300 ml of blood per minute. So, which is the 26% of our cardiac output, isn't it? So, that means 5 liter is the cardiac output. So, 1300 is 26% of the cardiac output. Maximum blood supply to the kidney has both the functional significance. Renal arteries supply blood to the kidneys. Then, which all are the blood vessels that supplies blood to the kidneys? First one is renal artery. Renal artery arises directly from the abdominal aorta and enters the kidney through the hilum. Okay. So we have seen regarding the hilum of the kidney in the anatomy. So while you are studying this physiology, you can compare this information with your anatomical notes. Okay. So this renal artery directly arises from the aorta and enters the kidney through the hilum. While passing through the renal sinus, the renal artery divides into many segmental arteries. So it can passes through the renal sinus. So that what happened is this renal artery gets divides into so many segmental arteries. Then what are the segmental artery? Segmental artery subdivides into interlobar artery. So after dividing into so many segmental arteries, they again gets subdivided into interlobar arteries. Okay. Then what is interlobar artery? Interlobar artery passes in between medullary pyramids, and at the base of the pyramid it turns and runs parallel to the base of the pyramid, forming arcuate artery. So interlobar artery can passes in between the medullary pyramids, and we can see the base of the pyramid that in turns and runs parallel to the base of the pyramid, forming arcuate artery. Then what is arcuate artery? Each arcuate artery gives rise to interlobular arteries. So each of the arcuate artery gives rise to interlobular arteries. Then interlobular artery means interlobular artery run through the renal cortex perpendicular to arcuate artery. From each interlobular artery, numerous afferent arterioles arises. Okay. So interlobular arteries runs through the renal cortex perpendicular to the arcuate artery, and from each one of the interlobular arteries, so many afferent arterioles are raised. Then afferent arterioles enters the Bowman's capsule and forms the glomerular capillary tuft. After entering the Bowman's capsule, the afferent arterioles divides into 4 to 5 large capillaries. And so these are the renal blood vessels. So here there is segmental artery. Okay, this is the important main artery which is divided into so many segmental arteries, and the segmental arteries then gets differentiated or divided into so many interlobular arteries. So these are interlobular arteries. Here there is afferent arterioles, and here there is afferent arterioles. Then these are the medullary pyramids. Now this is the base of the pyramids. So this segmental artery gets covered this medullary base of the medullary pyramid. The next is the glomerular capillaries. Each large capillaries divides into small glomerular capillaries, which forms the loops. And this capillary loops unite to form efferent arteriole, which leaves the Bowman's capsule. So, large capillaries gets divided into small glomerular capillaries that forms the loops. And ഈ ലൂപ്സ് എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ കുറേ ലൂപ്സുകൾ ചേർന്ന് യുണൈറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് എഫറൻറ്റ് ആർട്ടീരിയോൾ ഫോം ചെയ്യും. അതാണ് ബോമാൻസ് ക്യാപ്സ്യൂൾ ലീവ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Then what is efferent arteriole? Efferent arterioles forms a second capillary network called peritubular capillaries that surrounds the tubular portion of the nephrons. Thus, renal circulation form a portal system by the presence of two sets of capillaries, namely glomerular capillaries and peritubular capillaries. So, efferent arteriole, another type of capillary network form ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. That is the peritubular capillaries, and that surrounds the tubular portion of the nephrons. So the renal circulation forms a portal system by the presence of two sets of capillaries. Okay, which are they? Glomerular capillaries and peritubular capillaries. Then peritubular capillaries and vasa recta. Peritubular capillaries are found around the tubular portion of the cortical nephrons only. These peritubular capillaries can be seen just around the cortical nephrons only. The tubular portion of JGA is supplied by some specialized capillaries called the vasa recta. Next is regarding venous system. Peritubular capillaries and vasa recta drain into the venous system. Venous system starts with peritubular venules and continues as interlobular veins, arcuate veins, interlobar veins, segmental veins, and finally the renal vein. So this peritubular capillaries and vasa recta drains into the venous system, and that starts with the peritubular venules and continues as interlobular veins, arcuate veins, interlobar veins, segmental veins, and finally renal veins. This renal vein leaves the kidney through hilum and joins the inferior vena cava. ഹൈലത്തിലൂടെയാണ് ഈ റീനൽ വെയിൻ പുറത്ത് പോകുന്നത്. എന്നിട്ട് അത് ഇൻഫീരിയർ വീന കാവയായിട്ട് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യും. സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് ദ പിക്ചറൈസേഷൻ ഓഫ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ആർട്ടറീസ്. ബ്രാഞ്ചസ് ഓഫ് അബ്ഡോമിനൽ അയോട്ട, that is renal artery, segmental artery, interlobar artery, arcuate artery, interlobular artery, afferent arterioles, glomerular capillary, efferent arterioles, that finally forms vasa recta and peritubular capillaries. Then inferior branches of inferior vena cava. So this vasa recta and peritubular capillaries join together to form peritubular venule, then interlobular vein that forms arcuate vein, then interlobar vein forms, then segmental veins, renal vein, and finally it joins together with the inferior vena cava. Then autoregulation of the kidney. So what is autoregulation? Autoregulation is the intrinsic ability of an organ to regulate its own blood flow. So that is the autoregulation. Autoregulation is present in some of the vital organs in the body such as brain, heart and kidney, and it is highly significant and more efficient in the kidney. So other than any organs such as brain, heart and kidneys are more efficient in autoregulative function. So next we can see what is renal autoregulation. Renal autoregulation is important to maintain the glomerular filtration rate, that is GFR. Blood flow to kidney remains normal even when the mean arterial blood pressure vary widely between 60 mm of Hg and 180 mm Hg. This helps to maintain a normal GFR. So the blood flow to the kidney remains normal even the mean arterial blood pressure widely ranges between 60 mm of Hg and